Today I fucked up by going to a sex shop. My wife and I live about 30 minutes outside of a fairly large city. Today, we wanted to have a nice day out in that city, mostly by eating out and visiting a museum and a bookstore we love, but we had some fun exploring that area of town too. There was a sex shop in the area that the bookstore and museum are in, and my wife and I thought it would be fun to go in and buy something. While we've certainly bought things for ourselves online, we'd never gone to an actual physical retail location for a sex shop, so we were a bit excited and thought it would be fun to at least peruse the aisles and see what they were like. For the most part, we were just laughing and joking around about some of the items. To be completely honest, I highly suspect that some of the larger dildos exist for intimidation more so than actual recreational use, but we also ended up picking out some things for ourselves. Now, the side of the store facing the street was entirely not tinted glass. After we bought our item, my wife and I went to look at some of the outfits at the front of the store before leaving. We had a bit of fun looking through the outfits, then left the store. We weren't really paying attention to anyone outside. Unfortunately, immediately upon leaving the store, we ran into my coworker. I work remotely, but we have Zoom meetings on Mondays, and he has certainly seen me many times. He looked at the shop, then looked at me, said bet you'll be in a good mood tomorrow, then continued walking. TLDR, my coworker saw my wife and I come out of a sex shop, and might have seen us fooling around, not a euphemism in there too. Sounds like an amusing anecdote, no fuck-ups. Good on the coworker for saying something positive and not being weirder than necessary. Fuck up. Sounds like your coworker is gonna know you're a normal human and you have a partner who is also a normal human, lol. And a funny story to tell. Own it. To be completely honest, I highly suspect that some of the larger dildos exist for intimidation more so than actual recreational use. Yeah, you just keep believing that, my friend. Just smile in the Zoom meeting, that is all. This is not a F you really. In what way did you F up? Two consenting adults, especially a married couple, go to a sex shop? 100 normal. I would have your wife check in on you during a Zoom call walking in with a cane. Oh geez. Now your coworker is going to know you have sex with your wife. Highly suspect that some of the larger dildos exist for intimidation more so than actual recreational use. Oh. Honey. No. Those are for recreational use. You need to expand your porn searches, sir. Excuse me, but I am outraged to learn that you have sex with your spouse. Disgusting, have you no morals? This is a sex shop, isn't it? I'll have £5 worth, then, please. What did you buy, lol? Oh no, married people do the sex thing. Anyway. I fail to see the F you here. Literally nothing wrong with this story, which leads me to believe that there is no wife. You think people are going to a sex shop to buy huge dildos to not have sex with? Oh, you sweet summer child. This isn't a FU unless you ran into your boss and you're the deputy youth pastor for adolescent purity and online integrity. You didn't FU. You went into a sex shop with your wife. That is a positive. Will there be a part 2 that includes the fuck up? Oh no, now your coworker knows you have sex with your wife. Hardly a fuck up. You're with your wife, the person you have sex with. Getting toys for this activity is hardly embarrassing, IMO. Embrace it. Rejoice in the knowledge that your coworker knows that you and your wife still have a good enough relationship to go and do those sorts of things together. 0 FU here. This is completely normal, and if I saw that with a coworker, especially if they'd been married a while, I'd be pretty happy for them for keeping the magic and interest alive. Nothing to be remotely ashamed about. Sex is normal, folks, and it's supposed to be fun. I guarantee you that those, larger toys do, in fact, get use. Several other areas of Reddit showcase them. Your only FU is your inability to tell what is and is not an FU. It's not the 1950s anymore. Sex isn't shameful. Not a fuck up. The real question is, will you be in a good mood tomorrow? This post is dumb. LMAO, don't be ashamed. If anything, you're that guy at work who still has fun with his wife. Hells yeah op. WH. Where is the F in TIFU? Sounds like a normally adult moment TBA. Imagine how much more awkward it would have been if you walked out with the Thunder Schlong 9000 thrown over your shoulder. Own that shit. Read your post. Waited for the fuck up, found no fuck up. Just a bit of banter, mate. You're fine. Hey everybody, look at this fucking weirdo who likes to have sex with his wife. This is the way to tell me that you're American without telling me that you're American. As a sex shop employee, this baffles me like adults. Fuck, it's okay. That's not a fuck up. You are two consenting adults who are married. I don't see any fuck ups. He is just jealous a little. Walk tall. Shocker, people have sex. Don't feel bad about it, and the gigantic dildos exist to make you feel better about buying the smaller one. This isn't that bad at all and is honestly hilarious. Rolling on the floor laughing, you're worried your coworker knows you have a healthy sex life. It's not something to be embarrassed about. It's only a fuck up because you make it to one because your coworker knows something now that he already knew. You have a wife, so you have sex with her. That's normal. That's what he already knows. Weird coworker seeing you come out and saying, "Oh, I hope you break those out during our next Zoom meeting." Not weird, but definite amusing coworker glancing at the shop and coming up with a witty quip to break the tension like they did. All's well in both workland and bedland. LLL. You caught him about to go in. Show up on your Zoom meeting with hickeys. Biased because I live there, but this sounds like Portland honestly. There's a nice art museum fairly close to Powell's Books, and Spartacus is a pretty famous adult shop across the street. How is this a fuck up? It's your wife. Any grown adult with a decent head on their shoulders is actively trying to spice up and improve all aspects of their romantic relationship with their significant other. It ain't like he found you naked at a swingers club with your wife's sister, LOL. I bet he was left pondering what he himself could use from that sex shop that could give him a boost in the bedroom with his S.O. Oh no. Your coworker knows you fuck your wife. Probably never recover from this. It could be worse. I ended up on national telly walking out an adult store with bags full of toys. My phone blew up that night, LOL. Absolutely not a FU. In fact, I would see it as a win. You were with your wife, not mistress, and having normal adult fun. Doing stuff like this is what keeps marriages fresh and fun. As a guy who has been married for 37 years, I love that my wife is like this. Don't worry, OP. Most people would be momentarily mortified if they bumped into someone who saw them in or walking out of such a shop. It's called a personal life for a reason. Thankfully, most people who enjoy keeping their jobs will also keep such a thing private, so there's that. I work at an adult store, and I'll be entirely honest, most other grown adults are sex positive. The only judgmental people I come across are younger, just turned 18 and think it's funny to come into an adult store, early 20s college kids laughing at dildos, young guys trying to hit each other with paddles. Sounds like your coworker isn't really thinking twice about it and trying to make a situation he thinks you might have found uncomfortable a little less uncomfortable. If he didn't acknowledge you and just turned around, I would have been more concerned. That's it? Man, Reddit has a lot of prudes if people thought this was worth upvoting. There's literally no fuck up. To me, this is akin to being embarrassed for walking put of a GameStop and getting the exact same comment from a coworker. People have sex, why is that controversial? Be proud you and your SO are not your work. Nice of him to be positive, but really if he judged you then that's your problem. What you eat doesn't make him shit. I personally fail to see the issue. Then again, I'm a whatever floats your boat kinda guy. No one should be embarrassed visiting a sex shop, definitely not a FCK up. Not a fuck up. There is no fuck up when you want to take intimacy to another level with someone you are happy with. Have fun with each other, fuck what anyone else